Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, October 10, 2022. The government has signaled its intent to absorb the land impact fee associated with the construction of 15,000 new housing solutions in the greater Bernard Lodge development area. The impact fee is normally a one-time payment imposed by a local government authority on a property developer. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the disclosure while addressing the National Housing Trust's Board of Directors retreat last Friday. The Prime Minister says the absorption of the impact fees will lower housing costs for beneficiaries, who will include persons occupying lands adjacent to the Clifton community.
So with this 100 acres that is being assigned, the government will pay the impact fee that comes with the land. And we will not pass that cost on. So the price of the house should come down. So the residents or the persons who were affected in the adjoining area to Clifton who said, where are we going to go? Well, we're looking at options where we can make the cost of the housing lower by virtue of government making a budgetary allocation to absorb these preliminary development costs.
Prime Minister Holness says fee payments will be made following consultations with the Ministry of Finance. Mr. Holness also directed the NHT to fast-track the development of the 100 acres of land that's been set aside for the agency to build houses at Bernard Lodge. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says the country's economy is at 97% of pre-COVID levels, with a full recovery expected by 2023. Dr. Clark was addressing the Rotary Club of Kingston's luncheon on Thursday.
It's related to the fact that we were able to maintain macro stability through the crisis. And macro stability doesn't mean that every single individual is hunky-dory, but it just means that the finances of the government are sustainable.
According to Dr. Clark, achieving full pre-COVID economic growth levels will put the country ahead of its peers in the region. Figures from Statin show economic growth of 6.5% in the first quarter of this year and a further 4.8% for the April to June quarter. Consequent to the strong economic performance, ratings agency Standard & Poor's on Wednesday affirmed Jamaica's B+ rating. The country also retained its stable economic outlook. Minister Clark also says further growth is anticipated from the build-out of highway infrastructure now underway in St. Thomas, Clarendon, Manchester and St. James. Meanwhile, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang is calling for a renewed focus on fighting human trafficking and the illicit firearms trade among CARICOM member states. The minister's call follows statistics which show gang violence and transnational criminal activities accounting for more than 70% of homicides in the region.
The issue of illicit firearms trafficking was identified as a Tier 1 threat in the Caribbean region security strategy as one of the main drivers of criminality levels in the region. It has the potential to cripple the already fragile socio-economic development progress in CARICOM and the advancement of the CSME.
The minister was addressing the 24th meeting of the Council for National Security and Law Enforcement, CONSL, recently. While increased budgetary allocations are being made to tackle crime on the island, Dr. Chang reiterated the need for increased collaboration within CARICOM. This, he says, can be done through greater intelligence sharing and strategic deployment of resources. CONSL is responsible for the coordination of security to ensure a safe and stable community. And finally, approximately 500 school administrators and professionals are set to receive mental health literacy training. The training is being done under the $10 million School Mental Health Literacy Program, which was launched on Thursday. It's to be conducted over the next 3 months through a partnership between the Ministries of Health and Education.
We have to now come to terms with the reality that we're faced with a crisis in mental health, around mental health, that it spans all spheres of society, young, old, black, white, Indian, chief, rich, poor. So it's not confined to any one group. And that if we don't do something about it, society will continue to deteriorate.
The instruction involves competencies in understanding how to optimize and maintain good mental health. Participants will also gain understanding of mental disorders and their treatments and how to decrease stigma, among other areas. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.